guys, welcome back to another video. This one's going to be another photography video because I'm going to do a quick first impression slash review of my new camera and one of my new lenses. So yeah, this is not a drawing video. If you're not interested in the photography videos, then you can just skip this one and move on to the next drawing one. But anyway, for everyone who is interested in the photography ones, this is my camera. This is the Nikon D750. It's my new baby. Since I've got it, I very rarely left the house without it in my bag. This and the 50mm, I'm absolutely in love with this setup. Specs wise, it has a 24.3 megapixel full frame sensor and an insane 51-point autofocus system. Has two SD card slots, has an LCD screen which flips out, which is handy for my videoing. It shoots at 6.5 frames a second, but you can up that if you put a battery grip on the bottom. I did try running it with a battery grip, but it becomes really bulky and I have quite small hands, so having the grip was just a bit too much. So I took the grip off and I just keep my spare batteries in my bag. Battery wise, it can shoot up to 1230 apparently. On that, I shoot a lot of video while my batteries are charged, so haven't really tested that out fully. But yeah, so this is it. It's great. It's not as chunky as you'd think. It's a really nice size. It's heavier than my last camera, which is the D3300. Just a great camera, could take great little pictures, but I wanted something better. Obviously I'm doing photo shoots for my clients, and portrait work and things like that, so I wanted just a generally better camera, so I got the D750. So far I have used it out in the snow, and it didn't quit on me. My 3300, when I took it out in the snow in November, December time, it got too cold and completely froze up on me, didn't want to work. The LCD screen went a really funny colour. It just was like, nope, I can't handle the cold. This, however, has been absolutely fine. This I had out in the snow for a good hour, maybe two, and it was absolutely fine, and the pictures were sharp and gorgeous. I'll pop a couple in now so you can have a look at them. What else can I say about this? It is great. I love how customizable the buttons are. I love that I have a camera that functions with autofocus, again, especially with my 70-200 lens. That didn't like focusing with the 3300, which was a big problem with me when I'm shooting animals and I'm shooting horses and with my clients. Trying to manual focus with such a heavy lens was really difficult. Having this one, the autofocus works on that again, and it's making my life so much easier, and I'm getting much better pictures. So the autofocus on this is fantastic. Absolutely love it. I have set up the buttons, so I now have back focus buttons. If I put on the live view, I will try and show you. So instead of holding this down by half and then clicking, which is what I did on the 3300, instead of that I have back button focus set to this one. So as I am shooting, I have this, usually this finger, on the shoot and this one on focus. So it can't focus because I'm so close, but I can focus in with this. I'm trying to do it so you can still see what I'm doing. It's not going to do it. Okay, let me put that over there. Wait, I don't know why I'm doing that. I can show you the screen. So the screen flips out, which does make life a lot easier as well. I can focus with this button. Still not doing it, so I'm too close. That's the problem with the 50. It's metering for focusing is still quite far away. So I'm going to focus on the little dinosaur toy instead. So there we go. So focus on the dinosaur toy. I don't know if you can still see that in the screen, maybe a little bit. So I'm focused with the back button and then can click it. Another thing I absolutely love about this camera is the frame rate. So obviously it does shoot a lot of frames, if I get camera on, and you can see that it just goes. I also have a 95 megabyte per second SD card. It's the Extreme Pro, so it writes quite quickly, which means there is very little buffering, so I can take a lot of shots before it buffers. So I'll show you that as well. So focused. See, now it starts to buffer. But I can take a lot before it starts to buffer, which is great. Also, in low light is fantastic, especially as I shoot in RAW. So I can bring back a lot of the details and things like that when I'm in Photoshop and when I'm in Lightroom. Specifically, the D3300, as soon as she got sort of anything above 1200 ISO, I found just was awful. It would really struggle with low light, but this I have got all the way up to 600 ISO and 6000 ISO even, and the quality is still great, and there's not much noise in it at all, which I adore. Some of my shoots with horses this year are booked for sort of sunset, so I definitely needed something that was going to be able to cope in really low light situations. And this is perfect, especially as I like shooting as well. Fairy lights, I love photography with fairy lights. One of my favourite photographers who uses fairy lights is Brandon Woeful. Probably pronounced that wrong, but I'll put a link to his page down in the description. He was one of the first people I saw who used fairy lights, and I've loved his stuff ever since. But that kind of magic fairy light thing, I have fairy lights behind my desk and in my cupboards. I've got sort of lights everywhere. I love them, but I like wrapping them around the dogs. So I'll put a couple of more pictures here so you can see what I mean by that. But yeah, in that sort of low light, that I had very little light on in my room when I took these pictures. The ISO was pushed all the way. It was really high, but the pictures have still come out really nice, really soft, and very little noise, which is amazing. I like that there is so much that you can customize, so many buttons you can change. I love that there's a live view when I'm drawing, so when I have my desk set up like this, I can turn the camera out or turn the screen so it's facing so I can see while I'm drawing. That's great. You can alter the white balance from the screen, which is also great. There is another button which I use, which I've forgotten. Oh, that's one thing. It's that one. So over here, when you're in live view, if you press the info button, this little menu comes up with sort of the main things that I shoot in. So image quality, I shoot in RAW, things like that. But the thing which I find really useful is this little one at the top that says DX. So the FX is the full frame, but I was shooting some red kites that were outside of my house, and I didn't want to move from where I was because I was scared they were gonna fly off. So I switched from the FX down to the DX 1.5. So I changed it to the cropped sensor, which gave me 1.5 times the length of my camera, which so it gave me more reach, which meant I didn't need to move to scare the birds, and I could still get some good pictures. I'll put them here. They were a bit blurry because I had to zoom in quite away because they were still far away, but I'll put them here so you can see what I mean. So I didn't know that you could do this when I got it. I didn't see it in any of the reviews, but I found this is gonna be great. I like shooting with the full frame, but I know that if I need a little bit of extra reach, I can switch down to the DX and get that bit of extra rather than needing another lens. I suffer a lot with my back and my wrists, so obviously I don't want to be carrying masses of lenses around with me when I go on shoots. I just want maybe 2, maybe 3 lenses with me. This 50mm 1.8. Oh, this lens, I'm absolutely in love with it. It's great for portraiture and it's great for my dogs. I'm finding it really great for shooting dogs, and really great with shooting people. I love the aperture can get all the way to 1.8 at absolutely gorgeous background, and I find it takes really nice pictures that are tack sharp but quite soft, so they've got like a really nice effect to them. I absolutely love it. So this lens never comes off my camera. It's handy just to stick in my bag. I can carry it around and know that it's not particularly heavy. It doesn't weigh my bag down massively. This lens is great and this camera is my baby, so I know that just having this in my bag is super handy. But then I know when I'm off shooting for clients, especially my equine stuff, I'll take my 70-200 2.8 because that lens is just spectacular for horses, and this one does have distortion. I think if I get another lens, I will get an 85 1.8 or an 85 1.4 or possibly a 105 1.8. I think the 105 will be quite good as a general thing, but also again it's still kind of bulky, so I think I'll get the 85 next and see how I get on with that, and then possibly keep the 85 on my camera and leave the 50 off. But yeah, that's my quick little review. I didn't want to make it too long. What else can I say about this before I stop? Oh, Wi-Fi. I'm not sure where I've put my phone. Oh, my phone's filming the video. This has a fantastic feature where I can put Wi-Fi on my camera and send the pictures or go through the pictures on my camera on my phone and then save them, which makes life uploading to Instagram a lot quicker than putting them on my computer and then sending them back to my phone to then put on Instagram. The only problem with that is when I upload them to Instagram, they're not as good quality as if I took them off of the camera and then uploaded from my computer. But that's handy. With that, with the app, the Wi-Fi app, you can also put your camera on a tripod and then take the pictures using the phone. You can move the focus point around, which is quite good, refocus it and take the pictures. So if I was to set up my camera somewhere, as long as I'm in distance, I'm not sure how far it would need to be, but yeah, I'd be able to take pictures without being there, so I could set it up somewhere near whatever I was photographing and then stand away if I didn't want to disturb them, so that would be good for some wildlife stuff. Okay. But overall, I absolutely adore this camera. It's my absolute baby now and it's fantastic. I cannot wait to start my shoots this year. I have a number booked in. I'm really looking forward to my black background equine shoots, and yeah, I've got a couple of events coming up. I'm hoping they don't get cancelled like the last couple because the snow and the general bad weather events are being cancelled. So fingers crossed that it's not, but I will definitely vlog that when I'm on it. If you've liked this video, please give it a little thumbs up. I hope it's helpful. I'll put links where you can get everything down in the description, and all the gear I use, they will be affiliate links, so a little percentage goes to me if you buy something, but yeah, that's about it. If you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!